Well, art actually plays a big role in therapy. When people think of going to therapy, usually they think of a person talking to another person. But that's not the only way that one can express oneself. Art can be very, very useful, especially to kids and adolescents who are into it. They are able to express themselves more through art, more than through words. It plays a big role when you have no words to capture what you've been through. For example, something traumatic, something very, very sad, and it's not enough to just say, I am sad, I am depressed. Sometimes to express yourself through visual arts or through music or dance, it captures that feeling even more. It's not just about capturing the feeling, but also when you are able to release your emotions, your feelings through art, it also heals. It plays a very big role in therapy. Not a lot of people yet know about how the arts can heal, because one big difference between art education and art as healing. When you say art education, there is a right or wrong way of doing things. Like, for example, even as young kids, we're taught to not color outside of the lines. But when it comes to healing, and I think this is the most liberating, there is no right or wrong way. The emphasis is in being able to express yourself. You can see that when they express themselves through those arts, they're able to really capture the emotion. So it can be very, very powerful. There's also something naturally healing to it. In therapy, just to let you know, it's important also that the therapist gives his or her client a safe place to express himself or herself. He or she doesn't feel like he or she is being judged. It's very, very important to respect the person's preference. When a client comes in, they're free to use paints, they're free to play, they're free to use the guitar, and that is the empowering element in therapy. Because outside of the therapy room, in school, at home, we are expected to do things a certain way. Genuine, real expression takes a step back. And there are so many ways to express. So again, what's important is that it comes from what the person wants to do. Your way of expressing yourself is your choice also. Sometimes when we are traumatized, what happens is that the traumatizing experience runs through our heads over and over again, whether we like it or not. That's one symptom of trauma. Sometimes it comes when we least expect it. We're doing something out of the ordinary, and then suddenly we remember that traumatic event, whether it's a disaster we've been through, an accident, or even a heartbreak, or as simple as that. So when it runs through your head over and over, all these feelings can be overwhelming. But when you express yourself through art and you concretize what's in your mind, that makes it easier for you to look at it from a perspective. The concern is to be able to translate that emotion into art. It's very, very helpful for people who are traumatized or experiencing some mental health issues. You can apply it, maybe let's start exploring it with a friend, for example. A friend who may be feeling depressed or just sad, simply sad. Maybe you can try exploring healing yourself through art, just expressing yourself. Know your limits, know when you need to ask for professional help for your friend or for yourself, because in itself, art can be healing.